Easy people. So back again. I'm gonna do a breakdown of this tune. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a breakdown of how I came up with this tune, how I did the tune, and whatnot. If anybody ever wants me to do a live one, tell me, and I'll do one. I'm now just adjusting the light. Okay. So, have I loaded this tune up? Yes, I have. So I'll go to the matrix. What I initially had was. And I chopped it up into bits. And then I changed a bit because I was trying to mess about with it, trying to see if I could do it as a loop in the keys. And then off of that, I used that as a foundation to make a totally different tune. And so on, so forth. After getting that first thing, let me go back to the beginning. Let me go to the matrix. Matrix, I always find, is the best kind of home ground place for this. I'll go on menu. Got sample edit. Right. Took that, went into regions, and then just chopped that into sections as was shown on this one on number 1. Messed around with that followed that up by adding some drum beats to it. This was a lesson that I saw from X Paris 001 on the Gear Sluts forum, and what he brought to mind was, he was saying, if you have a beat of sound, so for example this hi-hat, let me take it out of all into current. So say I've got this hi-hat, right? I can change this hi-hat by going to load and then changing the sound there. So for example, let's go to samples, and then say if I put hats, that's going to find me all hi-hats. So now what I can do is, if I use a plus and minus, it'll go through these hi-hats and load them. And if I press undo, hopefully, I've not tried undoing, but yeah. So basically, I could scroll through, find something I like, and I can test it out. I can test that out before adding it, so it doesn't necessarily load to the pool. It kind of temporarily loads into that. So if I kept going through them and kept selecting, it would just it wouldn't load all of these samples to the pool. From what I've seen, it just loads that one. So if I go plus and minus, it'll go up and down them. It's a really good way of hearing things in context. So for example, this kit was from, most of it's from New School, but I wanted an open hi-hat, but I put into like a mute group. So that was that. I started working on chords, and I used the note to do this. So the way I came about these chords was using shift note, because I always like to work from as many options as I possibly can. Me getting used to playing like this instead of a keyboard, I thought, right, well, let me see if I can use this stuff. First thing I did was, let me think, how can I explain this? Yeah, this is a good trick if you want to find out the key of a sample to play chords to. Initially play the sample. So on this, my chords, I look for the key of this by just playing the notes. So first thing I did was take it into chromatic and then go through to try and find a note what match with it. So for example, so that maybe, say if I thought that note worked, it doesn't work all the way through, so it can't be that, so I'll keep going. Or alternatively, I can do it up that way. So I'm gonna try and find out. I know it's a D, but I'm gonna pretend I don't know it's a D. Right. So I go. So does that work all the way through? Yeah, it does. So all I have to do is go to myself. That note I want to be blue. Because I can hear it's the same note. So now that I've done that, I know that that's the key. That's the key of the tune. I don't know what the scale of it is, but I know that's the key. So now I can just go up and down until it sounds like something I like. So that doesn't sound like something I like. That sounds alright, I'll keep going. I know it's in minor. That's not it. It's not that. That's it. That's how I found the key. And then after finding the key, I could either play chords and find chords or whatever. But the thing about the Akai, I'm yelling, no music. The thing about the Akai, I could find chords and everything. But the thing about the Akai Force, what's really good is that you don't have to do that, because you can use chords. So for example. Now I'm going to harmonise in the pentatonic scale. And the thing, what I don't want is, I don't want triads. Normally it comes on in triads or something. And then here's a cheat for anybody who doesn't know. Anything jazzy or soulful always is sevenths. It basically has 4. So instead of using 3 fingers, you'll use 4. This is the easiest way of saying how it is. You want 1, 3, 5, and 7. You can flatten the 7th. I'm not going to get into all that. You're going to have something that sounds all right. I did a mixture of that, and I did a mixture of progressions, and I also did a mixture as well of chords. Here I might have used, I can't remember the chords because I was just doing it by ear, but say if I like that as one chord, and maybe I like that as one chord, so I might have played that in, then I might have gone and then gone like that on another one, and then I might have said, oh yeah, that's cool, but now I want a minor. Do you know what I mean? Right. When I put them in, all I did is I went to event and then selected certain ones that I liked and kind of moved them around. So like I would go here, say if I thought I want them to spread a bit more, I might use that one and nudge it, so it's that one, and then I might go to another one here, say that one. Alternatively, I could have used the arpeggiator to do that. I actually do use the arpeggiator to do a solo riff further on. That's how I'd get that, and that gives me... After that, I went back to that chop. What I started thinking, well, what else is there? So I've got a little guitar thing there. And I was like, oh yeah, I like that, a little guitar kind of thing. So it's like a little guitar. And I know that it's going to be quiet underneath that. So with a drum beat as well, it should be. Because I know it's not going to play by itself, so I know underneath that it'll be hidden. And with the chords, it should gel together, hopefully. And even though it's just going da 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 da, because of the chords, it gives a feel like that guitar's changing melody. So then the next thing I did, again, was just a riff. The riff and the chords were back from the hype, and the only thing I did with the hype was I kind of messed with it a bit, and I messed with it on the mix of the chords by adding, adding a ducker to that, and I also took some of the release off of the chord thing. So let me go back to track 3 and track 4. And then all I did was I took a bit of the release off of that keyboard, because that's the only thing about some of the sounds that I like them, but I think a lot of them they're a bit too washy and reverby for me, so I like to cut them down. So that's what I did. This one with the riff, was just playing again with this. I don't even think I did anything to that. I just played it. Then after that was it. I was just messing with it. So I put an effect on that pad. Totally different effect from the pad. So on the first part tonight, totally different effect. So this and got totally 2 different effects on. So that one's got that delay, and then where is it? That's a 4-1. So let's go back. That's 2/4. So that's another cush thing that you can do. Really good thing that you can do is you can like use different effects on the pads alone. That's on the pad. Wow. Oh, you. I don't know where I am now because the phone rang. Each pad can have 4 effects and then another 4, so you can keep doing it. And what's great, this whole song, and there's a lot going on, but it's only about 13%, and there's a lot going on in this song, but it's 13%. Strings, I copied the strings the same way. And I think I just use a stock string. Let's see. Hype, rich strings. I think that was it. I've not even really messed with sounds. I call myself the preset king because I love presets. I'll use a preset and then tweak them. I used to be a guy who used to make my own sounds, but like I realised life's too short for all that now. The way I came about doing the bass was I just loaded this sound up into a key group. So this is just one sound. And the only thing that I've done is I put a compressor on it, on the channel strip here, and I think I worked on the attack a bit more. Yeah, I bring the attack back so that it's got a bit more of a snap, and then the compressor releases. It's got a little attack. It's percussive because I know the drums are going to always be there, and it's percussive. So that was made out of one sample. I have it on good advice that the thing with a shift note press on drum pads is going to do this automatically in the next update 3 or 2. So this is going to be even easier to do. You're not even going to have to set up a key group to do it, and it'll just do it automatically. One thing about that, which is going to be really interesting, is how that is laid out. If you do that, does that make a new track? Ah, I should have asked him that. Ah, well, that'll be interesting. I did a solo, which was a piano that I did. I messed around with a couple of sounds, but I like the piano. And the way I did that was, stop it. I used the arpeggiator. I don't know if the arpeggiator is still in that same format. Let me have a look. Let's see. Is it? I moved the arp. It probably isn't in the same, is it? No, it's not. It's gone back to normal. I'd moved the arp and I changed the way that the velocity played so that it would bounce. And then after that, I went back into clip and I went to edit. And then I humanized aspects. I'm guessing this is reset from there. Yeah, it probably has. Does that look like it's reset? Yeah. So, and then I messed with that just to kind of loosen it up. So, obviously, it doesn't sound like, oh, until you bring in the other stuff. So that was that. and this is the last thing. I thought, oh, you know what? I'll put some vocals on it. So, and the way I did the vocal, I did it off my iPhone. So basically, there's a thing called Vocal Pop. It's a free app. Voloco. That's it. Voloco. Now I'm thinking about it. It's crazy. I had this playing in my headphones, and then I just recorded me going, "I want you," and because like I've got the headphones on in this thing, and then I just had my foot that there, and then I knew the key because the key's on here, so I knew it was D. So I went D, and then pentatonic minor, and then that was it. I was ready to sing. It would probably be cool if this had a click, but because I knew if I stopped it in time, it would probably work, and it did, because this is 97 BPM, and it read this file as 97.22. How I exported it from here was I sent it to myself, and then I had to convert it because it sends it as an M4A file, which is a funny file that this can't read, so I had to convert it to WAV. You can get WAV conversions. So I converted it to WAV. I sung a load, going, "I want you, remember, blah, blah, blah." And then I put it in here. I want you. Of vocal, what was it? Voloco. Basically has got a hard tune thing on it, so I just like I say, I'm not comfortable singing, so but I just thought, let me sing a few bits and see what come out. So then I put it in here. I want you. And chopped them up. So if I go here, I chopped them up, so got that one. I want you. So add that. In the mixer, I added the channel strip, ensemble, did some parametrics. I just faffed about with it to make it sound a bit nicer. This is what it's like dry. Oh, right, cool. All on. I'll do that again. All off. Oh, right. So this is what it's like dry. I want you. I want you. So I want you. I want you. And then all I did to that was add all I did is add effects. I want you. And then I added a bit of reverb, which I've got on the master returns here, one reverb and one delay. The mixer and stuff is impressive in this. There's only a couple of things missing. What would be brilliant is if you could have a group channel. That would be brilliant if you could have group channels. You've got 4 returns, and that's ace. But if you had a group channel, you could have something affected completely just on that blam. So who knows? They might put that in. That would be brilliant if I did that. From there, I've got the effects going from there. I want you. So what I can do there is I can have a playing. Okay, so that's basically how I set up that song. Yeah, I put an XY effect on there as well. So I didn't do it I kept, because I wanted to keep control of this information here. I put that on there, so that's on screen. So if I go back to no, that's not the right one, it's that one. So now if I go back and I need that there, I can go to launch. I don't have to go to launch, but I like to be able to see what I'm doing there. Now I've got the X, Y, and effects. So if I play this tune now. I want you. And I put the release on, so it's not. So what I did is I put the release on as well, because if you don't put the release on, it's just straight on and off. So if I go, so this is brilliant because I can have it so it slowly comes in, that effect, or I could have it slowly come in or come out. So I just put it so that it releases slowly, just to mess about with. Basically, put that up to 100% and then go back to the matrix. So now I can go right master. So then I can go back to that while that's still playing out. Back into there. Wrong one. Right one. I wish there was a quicker way you could do that. That would be cool. It's on 100%, it keeps going. that's an interesting thing. This is the only thing where I've noticed. Well, no, that's not the problem. It's the little things like this where I go, all right, why is that still playing? And these are the things where I'm unsure. And I think these are things what need resolving with this. Because obviously, clearly that's still running, even though the thing's down. Easy way to fix it, but yeah, that was basically a breakdown of how I did that tune. And I'll catch you in the next one.